It's interesting, today's gospel actually comes in John's narrative from the Last Supper. Jesus has just addressed his betrayal. He's washed his disciples' feet. And now he's giving different discourse, assuring them and telling them that he's leaving, and assuring them that, yes, he's going to come back to them too. He starts this particular passage saying, I am the true vine. 7 times in John's Gospel, Jesus begins a discourse with, I am. In the Old Testament, in their times, to know somebody's name has an implication that you have a certain kind of a control over somebody by knowing their name. When Moses met the Lord God on the mountain, he asked him, what should I call you? And God would not give him a name. He said to Moses, I am who I am. And his name became for the Jews Yahweh, which means I am. And Jesus using that phrase, I am, is very much identifying himself with his Father, identifying his divinity. And at this time, at the Last Supper, he's saying to a people that are fishermen and farmers, I am a vine, something they're familiar with, something growing out of the soil. And they are attached to this vine as a branch. And there's a connectivity that's going to take place between him and all the branches. And he and his Father will do away with the branches that have no fruit, and they will prune the other branches so that they produce and grow and flourish and produce much fruit. And in producing fruit, his disciples will glorify him and be in him as he is in them. And this is his charge to his disciples, that in his church, Christ will remain in them physically. He remains in them in his spirit, that his continuation of his message and his church will go on, because as a vine grows, so will his followers. There are going to be many branches, as he said with the sheep. Some were not of the fold that they know, but through the centuries there were many branches to this vine, but that vine still flourishes, it still grows. It grows in many directions that only Christ knows where he is present, and that vine flourishes where he wants it to flourish, where he prunes, where he helps it grow. So today the message is that Christ is in us, that we are connected one to another through Christ's love, through his forgiveness, through everything that keeps us going in this world. When we see that so much desperation, we see people giving up, we see people who are just desperate for something in their lives that has meaning. Well, that meaning is Christ, and that meaning is the love that we have for each other, the care that we look out for each other. And that is what it means when we talk about the vine and the branches and the vine dressers taking care of one another.